Well, hello. Welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I'm glad to have you here on Taco Tuesday. And if you will, please hit the like button. It will not cost you one thin dime. Now, you see, Tijuana Border Jumper's not here on time, and he's going to hate that he missed the song. So I have to do it twice because you know how Tijuana Border Jumper is. All right, so I'll give you some time to fill up the chat room. All right, my girls, how you doing, dear? So here's a little ditty for you. And no, my girls, I still have not taken any singing lessons. I'm doing the best I can. All right, and you know my voice is worse today because it was the first day of school, so I had to do a lot of talking. I'm sorry. Wonderful Wednesday. We had so much going on at school. I have to catch up. You're right, Citizen Kane. It is Wonderful Wednesday. All right, hump day. All right. So Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So tough. Gina works the diner all day. Working for a man, she brings home her pay for love. For love. She says we've got to hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We've got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer. All right, so that's all. I can't do anymore. I told you I did a lot of talking today. So let's see. Was it Marga? My girls, there's nothing wrong with your voice. I sound like a cat in a plastic bag. My girls, that's what I sound like. Boom. All right. Yes. Maka Tamara, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. That was 1986. I thought that song was appropriate for our live stream today because this was a pretty serious situation, folks. And so I wanted to cover it. Maga, I'm always told, and people always leaving me comments, oh, I'm so one-sided. Well, like I said, I can only share the stories that I get and that are in the media, and this is definitely one. So to me, the irony of this all is that this happened in the most liberal state in the union. Someone tell me I'm wrong. You can't get more liberal than California. So everyone's in shock. But with some of the clips that I'm going to share with you, this has been going on in California. How you doing, Tina? When we've already talked about how the liberals have pretty much driven out Black Americans, de facto segregation. They make it so expensive they can't live there, so they don't say no, you can't live here, but they make it so they can't afford. So hey, everyone's moving to Texas and elsewhere, but they're supposed to be so liberal, right? Right. Best, yeah, that's the best. That's my favorite Bon Jovi song. That one and Dead or Alive. They say you're one-sided because their brain only works on one side, the left. Boom. You tell them, my girls, yes. All right, let's go ahead and do our roll call. Gail Tripp is here. How are you, love? She said she'll have to be back. She'll come back. Excuse me, Jammer. Oh, wow. Well, I hope he's going to be okay. And you know who will make a nationwide story out of this? Jammer, don't we know? All right, so look at all the uptick in violence, racial violence, folks. Chicago Hood. Hi, Miss Lynn, mods in chat. Sending my love to all. I'm working, but will be listening. Won't be able to comment a lot. The situation is so sad. The youth and their parents are out of control. Chicago Hood. And that's what I tell people. And see, people, my girls, people will come in, look at a couple of minutes, and then leave snide comments. I talk about everyone. I'm not just talking about Black Americans. So those of you who are here, you know, um, and so Maga said I don't know how things got back here. Maga, it was Obama. You know that. We know that. Remember, because that's when the Black Lives Matter started and George Floyd, all that crap. Randy Golden Crown, how you doing, love? All right, Baldwin Birds is here. Yes, greetings. Dorian is here. Tina is here. I guess Florida is still working. And again, folks, I know you can't make every live. People are busy. That's okay. We'll still make it through. And they usually catch the replay and leave me comments, okay? So, yes, Dorian, these are the same people that always say Trump is taking us back to slavery. You guessed it. And so I wanted to cover this topic because, again, this story really stuck out to me because of the irony. California, I mean, how many times have we said on this show, if we could just cut California off, it's a lost cause, but it is the most liberal state. But look, how you doing, Megan? Look at what is happening. Yes, Baldwin Birds, everything was fine. First day, I mean, it was really rainy. So everyone came in wet and miserable. But besides that, it was fine. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it was okay. And so I wanted to go over this with you because, again, this is just so ironic. So how many of you, I think most of you are already familiar with this incident. And so let me know if you're totally not aware of this at all. Let me know. But I think because I've mentioned it, and I'm sure some of you are looking at other, you know, you have other YouTubers that you look at, because obviously the ones who are on top of these topics as soon as they happen, you probably go there first, you know, because again, YouTube is all they do, and sometimes I can't, you know, because of my job, I can't just stop, you know, and do like they do. If I could make money on YouTube like that, I would, but I don't. So I have to kind of sort of, you know. But that's how it goes. Okay. And let me see how many of you, I think most of you are aware of this story, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Hit that like button, please. I wonder if any of the Black Shields and Puppets said anything about this. Baldwin Birds, you know, some of them have just lost their minds. You already know. Tina said she's not aware of it. Okay. This is my first time hearing about it. It's heartbreaking. This needs to stop. Oh, wow. Maga and Tamara. Tina have not heard of this. Okay. I do not know California's run the majority of the Blacks. Yes, Tina. I have learned so much. Again, with this migrant situation, because remember, a lot of our Hispanic brethren was asking Black people to go out and march. And then all these Black people started coming out, telling about how the Mexican gangs were firebombing their houses and told them get out, and calling them N-word, ran them out of apartment complexes and neighborhoods. So I was like, wow. And California is supposed to be so liberal. Doran, again, the Black politicians are going to blame white supremacy. You know it. How you doing, Jammer? My girls did not. Okay. So I'm going to read about this and then I'll share some clips. So again, I'm not just saying Black teenagers are bad. Now, you know, being an educator, I see them from every nationality. Okay. And so that's just how it goes. I'm having a great day. Thank you. Oh, okay, Marco. Perfect. So I'll read this and then I'll show you the clips. Reports of racist attack on Black teen. Now, this is Simi Valley, California. They have a Black population of less than 5%. So let that sink in. And since this happened, the few Black people that do live there have been speaking out, talking about, you know, how they have experienced racism there. So, I mean, California, what? Oh my God. So Recent reports detail a troubling incident in Simi Valley, California, where an 18-year-old Black teenager, Michael Robinson, was reportedly chased, attacked, and subjected to racial slurs by a group of white teens outside a movie theater. And these teens, they're just young punks, young thugs. And this is not the first time that they've done this. So this is a pattern. Details of the incident. Excuse me. The assault, which occurred on August 1st outside Regal Cinemas, was partially captured on cell phone video. The video shows Robinson being punched, kicked, and forced to defend himself as the group chased him. Racial slurs. So now I heard that they are charging them with hate crimes. Racial slurs were reportedly used during the attack. Robinson suffered a concussion, bruises, cuts, and a chipped tooth. According to Robinson's guardian, Brittany Martin, this may not be an isolated incident, as the same group has allegedly targeted other Black and brown teens. Robinson expressed fear during the attack. So this is what they do. These young punks and thugs. And you know what I said last night when we did the video? Just, hey, give them some adult time. Let them think about their actions. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So, where are we here? Okay. Investigation and community outcry. 4 teenagers have been arrested and cited for battery in connection with the attack. One suspect, now look at this. This is really interesting. So how are you going to be a police officer and your child is out here committing these crimes? Is the son of a Simi Valley police officer who has been removed from the investigation. So one of these kids, his dad, is not being allowed to conduct work on the investigation because his son is involved. What is he doing? This is what your son is doing, really? Wow. Okay. Simi Valley Police Chief Steve Shorts acknowledged the incident as definitely a hate-related incident, but noted that the Ventura County District Attorney's Office will decide on hate crime charges. The Simi Valley Police Department is continuing its investigation and additional charges may be filed. The incident has caused significant outrage and calls for justice in the Simi Valley community. Many residents attended a city council meeting to demand hate crime charges against the attackers. Robinson's attorney, Jamal Tosin, emphasized the racial motivation, stating he was the only African American, and that's why this is a targeted hate crime. As they were attacking him, they were yelling racial slurs. So I'm like, Maga, what the heck is going on? It seems like we're just going back further and further, Maga. I agree with you. What has happened? The Los Angeles Office of the Council on American Islamic Relations has condemned the racist attack and called for a thorough investigation and hate crime charges. So tell me what you think about this. Yeah, Tina, that they apparently, according to reports, this is what they do. This is not their first time doing this. So again, I'm thinking, for this officer who has a son involved in this little gang, you need to go home and take care of your children because you're working on the police department and you don't even know what your child is doing. Oh my God. Americans are forgetting what makes our country beautiful. The fact that it's a melting pot is the beauty of our country. And I agree, Maga, I do. But like you said, we're going backwards. We are. All right, hit that like button. I am going to share some clips with you. Like I said, the irony is it's in California, the most liberal state. You don't get more liberal than California. And I'm like, what the heck? And so they would have you to believe, that they're open, they're always talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. No. Don't fall for that banana in that tailpipe. Randy, parents are slipping on parenting. Doesn't matter what color, you should hold yourself accountable. Boom. Randy, I like that thought process. You're absolutely right. My girls, but they're not charging the ninjas in the Cincinnati brawl with a hate crime. My girls, you beat me to it. Why are they not being charged with hate crimes? It's the same thing. You're right. Why the double standards? And they did far worse. My girls, I guess Cincinnati, you know, they're ultra blue, ultra lib, probably afraid that their city would be torched and you know, rioting would take place and all of these types of things. But it's the same type of thing. So I agree, my girls. I was going to say that. You said it before I did. Those were hate crimes as well in Cincinnati. So that's where we are with that. And tell me if you disagree or if you agree in the comment section, folks. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I will show you, where are we? I'm queuing it up now because I want to show you where we are, and I want to show you, and of course it's mostly, you can't see a lot of it, but I want to show you, and I want you to listen, okay, to what's being said, all right, and tell me what your thoughts are. I am queuing that up for you now. If you will, please share this stream out. Yes, Randy, put God back in the family. Boom. That's the missing element, Randy. Exactly. Jammer, yes. The parents are trying to be their friends. All of you are correct in your assessment. And it's just sad. They need to parent. Stop trying to be their friend. Jeez. All right. Let me get this set up for you. Now, I'm going to show you. All right, here we go. Yes, Jammer, we definitely need him back in the school. With social media, parents don't have any excuse not knowing who their children are hanging out with. MAGA, it's so sad that they don't take the time to find out. It's sad. Everyone's busy. Because Randy said, Lord, yes. All right. So let's watch this clip. I did not. I thought all of you had heard about this. So let's listen to this.
Michael Robinson says a night out with his friends turned into this nightmare of a scene. He says a group of intoxicated, hostile teenagers started by picking on his friend with whom they had prior issues and then turned their rage on him. Robinson described their unrelenting punches, kicks, and their hurling of racial slurs.
They hit one of my friends in the face first, then they hit another. And then they come in and they rush me, and I'm in between two cars. I managed to get out from behind the two cars, and I run into the parking lot. As I get into the parking lot, they proceed to slam me into the hood of somebody's car and jump me.
From one angle, you see Robinson trying to shield himself from their blows with a chair and then took off running. He says he pleaded with a mall security guard to intervene, but the person cowered, didn't.
Now, this is where, okay, so the mall security guard, if you're scared, you need to find another job. He said they cowered. They didn't do anything. So there was someone there to stop it, but they didn't. Yes, Lord Jammer, put the 10 Commandments back in school. Boom. All right, here we go.
For any kind of lifeline in his time of need.
But they still caught me. And when they caught me, they decided they were going to put my head in the trash can and proceed to hit me in the back of my head.
Several people have written into KTLA alleging this same group of white teenagers are responsible for victimizing other Black and brown teenagers. Robinson's attorney, Jamal Tucson, says they're calling for an equitable investigation.
The entire county of Ventura is watching, and broadly on a national level, we are going to be looking to see how this situation is handled.
During a passionate Simi Valley City Council meeting Monday night, residents echoed these demands.
What happened on Saturday is a hate crime, and I urge you to ask the DA to investigate and prosecute it as such.
Hate crimes cannot continue to be swept under the rug. On behalf of the Black student body of Simi Valley, we demand justice for Michael Robinson.
The Simi Valley Police Department confirms that 4 teens were arrested for misdemeanor battery and that one of them is the son of a local police officer. This officer, they say, is not involved in the investigation.
I forgive them, but there's consequences to your actions. I'm not the only person. I'm fighting for most. It's not just my voice. It's many.
All right. So what are your thoughts on this, folks? How you doing, Topeka? The Army National Guard. Yes. All of these blue state cities, they need to be taken over. They're just lawless. If those were my kids, they would have nothing but their bed, dresser, and clothes, along with plenty of time to think about what they did wrong. Right, Marga? That's exactly right. But their parents don't give a care. I'm like, how are you on the police department? Your son's out here committing crimes and you don't have a clue. Okay. Randy, that's going to put a bad shadow on the cop. Yeah, because Randy, they're going to be looking at him with the side eye like, you need to go and take care of home, right? Because this is your child. Like I said, this is not an isolated incident. This is a situation that's been ongoing. So you may have just ruined your father's job. Democrats have ruined this country. Boom. Tina, say it again for the people in the back. Excuse me. So that, I watched this and I was like, this is so ironic. It's in California, of all places. OMG. All right, so let me get this queued up. Okay. So here we are. Okay. Let me get it just where it needs to be so that you can hear and see these people. Now, some of these people are wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts, but okay, we're still going to listen to what they have to say. All right. Hit that like button if you will. Thank you so much. Here we go.
Is allowed to just go freely, and he said he would do it again. He has no remorse. And just hearing about what happened.
Yeah, the police officer's son. Oh, I would do it again. So yeah, that police officer needs to take some leave of absence from work. Go get your children together because something is wrong.
Happened at Regal sounded like something that was 100 years ago, but it happened 3 days ago. I deserve to feel safe in my city. Mike was just a friend of mine. This could have happened to me. And all those thugs, Jonah Collado, Hayden Davey, Maddox Westfall, Nathan Elkins, and Harper Trejos were let to go freely. Had they been black, they might have been arrested instantly. Those boys committed a hate crime. One of the worst ones I've ever witnessed in my life. And they were allowed to go freely. And then you have the police make a statement, a lie, saying they arrested 4 juveniles. They only cited 3, and they were let go freely right away. And they turned themselves in. And Jonah Collado, the son of Officer Collado, is allowed to just go freely. And he said he would do it again. He has no remorse. Absolutely.
Yeah. How many of you agree? Type a 1 in the comment section. If that officer needs to take a leave of absence and go get his son and his family together. Tina, it's a gang. Yep, it's a gang. You got it. Thugs and young thugs and punks. You know it. Connie, this group of white teens in Simi Valley, California, a mob of white teens chased down and beat this kid. The first video I shared with you, they beat him pretty badly. And come to find out, his father, goons and thugs, yeah, his father is on the police department. Excuse me. So, yeah, he needs to take a leave of absence because he, well, how are you out here fighting crime and your child is out here committing crimes? Come on. Okay, Tina, I got you. So this is a meeting that they had in the community saying that they need to be charged with hate crimes. So tell me what your thoughts are, Connie. I hope that explained it all. Okay, Tina says 1. My girl says 1. Okay, here we go.
None. Those boys, I wouldn't even call them boys. They're thugs. They're monsters. Evil. Evil people. And I can't believe we have the city just not protect us. No justice. Sad.
Trump flags everywhere. I feel
Now remember, this is California, so as horrible as it is, the incidents that are happening, they're you know they don't support. They're talking about Trump, and they're wearing their Black Lives Matter shirts. So, but I still wanted you to hear what they had to say. Yes, Connie, hate crimes, but before you got here, we're saying too, the people in Cincinnati need to be charged with hate crimes. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. All right, here we go.
very unsafe now working out the town center. My name is Isaac Rockmore. I'm also the Black.
So my girls, he said that Trump flags everywhere. So what he is implying is that, of course, they've all been told and they believe Trump is racist. That's what they believe. And so they're associating the Trump flags with the people who are committing the racist behavior. Does that make sense? Because they've been told over and over and over again, no justice, no peace, be it right, Topeka. So that's why he made that reference. Okay, here we go.
He's in Union Treasury President at Moore Park College. I want to say in 2022, I moved here thinking that Simi Valley was a safe place. I didn't know that the happy face coming here on the freeway meant racist. And also, I have siblings that are also Black, and I feel uncomfortable bringing them places out here. Also, I work in the town center, and I've seen it all with the Trump flags everywhere. It's disgusting. It's very disgusting. I feel very unsafe now working out the town center because I'm seeing the slurs on the sign, the people that come in. It's just disgusting. And then as for my mother that doesn't even live in this place, seen it. That's disturbing. Thank you.
Okay, then the next person's time will start.
Okay. So again, now he's in college. This kid's in college. Randy, it's a shame about all these. Randy, it's awful. Trump literally looked out for you as a Black person, but you can't see it, right, Dorian? He can't see it because he's been lied to. He's in college now, being indoctrinated, and your low level of manhood is disgusting, my girls. Right? He's low. He definitely low T. If something hurts you that badly, don't come back to it. I agree. That's crazy to me that liberals and Democrats really don't realize they're the racists. Yeah, MAGA. That is to me, that is where the irony is deafening, because we're talking, this is going on in the most liberal state. And many Black Americans, again, I don't know how much you're on social media, but when incidents like this happen and they go viral, other people who live there start coming up. People who wouldn't normally go on social media and say anything, they go on social media and they start telling about things that happen to them. That's how it goes. So now more Black Americans are coming out, and some Black Americans are saying that California is more racist than Texas. What are your thoughts on that? So for California to be the most liberal state, that is, what are they going to do? My. And Malcolm X warned people about the liberals. They're cunning. They act like they're your friend, and we know they hate their guts. They just want the votes. Trump helped HBCUs, not Biden or Obama. Facts. Lord Jammer. Sadly, their feelings don't care about facts. Jammer, they don't. MAGA tomorrow, I thought Black Americans figured it out when Obama said, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black, but they didn't figure it out. Yeah, they're finally waking up to Obama. Now MAGA, they started, during the election, they started, and when he was waving his finger talking to those Black men, and that turned them off, and it's been downhill ever since. Thank God. Obama's hand has been so far Biden's, but I forgot where he once began and ended. Yes, MAGA. So Trump tells you everything up front. You never have to wonder. You never have to guess. I like that. Tell me in the comment section if what you prefer. Do you want someone to lie to you and just make, blow smoke up your rear and make you think everything is beautiful? Or would you rather have someone like Trump come out, tell you what he's going to do? Or do you want to operate like the Democrats who just want your votes? And by the way, they're the ones who mass incarcerated you. Boom. Mass incarceration, everything that you can think that's bad. The Democrats, their hand is in it. They did it. But you still keep voting for them. So the liberals operate with stealth, all right, in secrecy and quiet. And the whole time they are there smiling in your face and they're stabbing you the whole time. You just have to be intelligent enough to see it. Like I said, I like Trump, front and center, what he's going to do. He's not hiding it. He says, hey, I'm going to take over Washington. Boom. He did it. So I prefer someone that tells me. We're all different, but that's how I feel. Personally, in my opinion, I like that better. MAGA, he said that in front of Charlemagne and Cardi B. YouTube is playing Censor the Mega tomorrow. MAGA, are you serious? What are they censoring you for, MAGA? You don't say anything bad. In the 90s, Joe Biden stood up there and fought for people to go to prison for having a teeny piece of crap. Right, MAGA? Right, MAGA remembers. But his son turns out to be the biggest crackhead in America. You got that right, MAGA. Randy said everything. Yeah. Bold and open Trump over sleepy, sneaky, creepy Joe. My girls, I love that. My girls, I get censored all the time. Yeah. They are doing the most. Okay, they really are. And I have one more clip for you. And then we're done with the clips. 29:33. Okay. Just one more. So again, people are speaking out, and here's a father, and he's telling about one of his experiences.
Jumped by 10 white girls. I'm not racist, never really experienced racism until I moved to Simi Valley.
Everybody hear that? Now, I don't know where this man moved from, but he said he did not experience racism until he moved to the ultra liberal California. More specific, Simi Valley. Libs every day is the end of the world, right? All right, here we go.
When I first moved here, I was pulled over frequently, getting off work, slacks, dress shirt, because my tail light was out, but it wasn't out. Various things that, just to pull me over. Now, I'm going to fast forward really quick to a story about my daughter. So I've been out here. My daughter's 16 years old now, just about to turn 16. And in elementary, in the 5th grade, she was accosted by a group of about 10 white girls at Garden Grove Elementary. It should be documented. I probably could have sued the city of Simi Valley and the Simi Valley Unified School District at that time for negligence, because I went after the school board. I sent emails. I reached out to the school to find out what was going on. They swept it under the rug. My daughter was jumped by 10 white girls. It should be documented. So I went up to the school because I handle things a little bit differently. So I went up and I saw the parents at graduation, 6th grade graduation. They didn't want any issues. So they pointed me to a parent that lived in a different area. I just so happened to run into that parent at the Northridge Mall. So when I approached that parent and I said, we have a real issue. Your daughter was one of the girls that jumped my daughter on that campus. He pointed back to the other parents saying that, they live in Simi, they're racist and meth heads.
You hear that? Listen to this.
Believe it, because we have plenty of that. Plenty out here. And so my point into that is not to be funny, this, that, and the other, but we have a community, a long living history of people in Simi Valley being racist. And then I'm talking about on all levels. I'm talking about the lowest of the low and those that think they're the highest of the high.
Sir, your time is now up.
So now again, anytime there's an incident, people come out and start telling about, their incidences that no one was aware of before. And I'm thinking, what? not ultra liberal California. So what are your thoughts on this, folks? It's getting worse. MAGA. See now, they kind of depends on where your surroundings are. I got jumped by girls in school and they just had to be black, but my neighborhood was black. It would have been weird if I would have been white. Oh, okay. Okay, MAGA, that makes sense. Okay. Let's see, where are we? Did I miss any comments? All right, we can all thank the Democrats for this madness. Baldwin, we sure can. Hit that like button if you will, folks. And I have one more clip to share with you. Anybody hear about the big fight down in Florida? It went viral. I say that it's too much alcohol, probably just like the Cincinnati situation. Imagine if Kamala won and the left media would consider it to be golden. Oh, yeah. It would have been weird if they would have been white. They don't give you enough room, so you gotta, okay, MAGA. So let me show you this. Well, what famous 90s case is Simi Valley? Okay, Jason. Rodney King. Right, Jason knows his history. I remember that when those officers were tried. Where did they move the trial to? You guessed it, Simi Valley. Okay, MAGA. I'll share that with you now. So a bunch of young people partying in Florida, and I think they were probably drunk. All right, let me share this with you. Hit that like button, please, and then we're done. Where is it? Here. Okay. Did no one heard about this? In this incident in Florida? You people are out here just like me working. And you don't have time, right? But this stuff pops up in my feed and I check it out. And so, I have to share it with you. So this was a party that got way, way, way out of control. By the way, I also got jumped by white people when I moved to a white neighborhood. MAGA. Why were those people bothering you, MAGA? Oh my God. Oh, MAGA, you didn't even commit the deed and you were beaten up. That sucks. Oh my God. Oh, wow. So hit that like button, share this stream out, folks. And no one heard about this incident. Oh my God. Clara Richards. Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay. Here we go. Jason, I went to a white college and get racist slurs at me. Oh yeah, Dorian, you'll survive. Like whatever. So this was called a riot. Let me show you. This happened in Florida. What is the deal with Florida? And I'm going to show you. I told you I read the comments a lot. So this was so funny. So again, social media is good, but it is bad too. People have just lost their minds and they don't mind posting anything. All right, let me show you what happened here. We won't watch all of it, but because it is long. But I did want to share. Oh my goodness, I thought this was shared already. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. Come on. Work with me here. There it is. Okay. All right. So I got it back. I lost it, but I have it back. Okay. So how you doing, Tube Steak? Hit the like button, dear. That's a torturous name to have. Okay. So watch these people. I don't know what their issue is, but their people are just nuts. You have people there that have been beaten to a pulp and they're trying to resuscitate them. What the heck is going on here? Still got a guy laying there that's not breathing, or he's struggling to breathe. God.
And we're back here for you on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Pace. Thanks again for joining us. Next up, let's go out to Polk County, Florida. Sheriff Grady Judd giving an update. Over the weekend, there was a party that got out of hand, and now police saying that it turned into a riot, and they have video from that party that went terribly wrong really fast. Let's bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox.
All right, let me get rid of the commercial. How you doing, Tube State? How you doing, Darla? Probably at Jammer. I mean, Tube State, probably alcohol was involved, probably too. We know how people are when they're drinking.
Problem that we have done everything in the world we could to correct. We started out with education. In addition to education, we tried to be friendly. We tried to coach. We tried to counsel. We pled. We begged. We did everything we could in order to get people to comply on the lakes, on the chain of lakes, and specifically Lake Winterset, and even more specifically in the area they call the Point. We realize you go out on the boat to have fun. We realize you go out to be with your family. But there's a few people who do things that's so outrageous that it shocks the community. And let me give you some examples of conduct that we saw prior to just this weekend. And at one point in time, I did a video or a piece and showed a picture of someone defecating in someone's yard. And I got all of this, but they were in the bushes and all that. You're in somebody's backyard going to the bathroom. And then we've got these pictures. Okay. Now, I don't know if he's saying, hey, let me help you out of the tree. The private property sign, I guess they thought that was only for the bird. Maybe you should say, hello, Mom, what do you think? Or this is up close and personal. Or what about this? What are you doing? You playing hide and seek? That's interesting. Or maybe she's saying, do you need a beer? But she's whispering it to him real quiet like. You know what I'm saying? So this conduct is happening in the middle of the afternoon in people's backyards where they're trespassing, or on a boat where she's standing in the water adjacent to people's homes, where there are people who are trying to enjoy their own life, where there are people with children, and this kind of sexual activity is happening in the public. So we've tried to work with people.
So again, I think who said it earlier? Randy. People just that's what they need to do, is get back to the basics. Darla said it's all of Florida. Now, if someone lays someone out, like Family Guy, we'll see it all over the news, with a property owner unalive someone's college kid. And then they're going to be made to be the bad person. Maga, you know it. They're doing this, and people's families and children can see it. That's why this Sheriff Judd is sick of it. So I think he's going to start cracking down. What bunch of wild idiots, yeah. So we're witnessing just the breakdown of American society. People don't have morals. It's a hedonistic society. Do what you feel. And no one cares about anyone else. People don't have respect. Now, he said they're doing all this crap that people have up no trespassing signs. They're ignoring the no trespassing signs and they're on people's property doing all these things. Debauchery rules the day and proliferates in Satan's world. Boom. You know it, Chicago hood. Darla, I grew up in a tiny little town in Florida between Pensacola and Fort Walton. It was quiet and peaceful. Okay. Thank you for that, Darla. Dorian, I know it's hard to deal with. Just keep your head up. Yeah, you'll be fine, Dorian. That's it. You'll be just fine. But I wanted to share this because, again, this was another story that was went viral, and this has been all over the place. So what are your thoughts on this? A society without God? Yeah, they just do whatever. And then again, if the property owner goes out and says something, a lot of these people it's Florida, they're in their 20s, they're drinking. There's probably going to be a problem. We just saw, but if you're just coming in, hit the like button, please. We just witnessed them out there fighting, and one guy laying out there, I don't know, some girl was trying to do CPR on them, so they're probably drunk and fighting and don't know what they're doing. But stay out of people's yards, stay off of people's property, and honor the no trespassing signs, because this is where people get into trouble. All right, I'll play some more.
But the game's over. And I'll tell you why the game's over. I want to show you this sign. What we're going to talk about today happened on a lot where we have at least 15 of these signs. It's in an area of a vacant lot where they pull up to, and instead of staying in the water, where there's a loophole, as long as their feet are in the water, they can be at your back door. But then they get up onto people's property. You see, this sign says, by order of the sheriff. This is not a suggestion. So a week ago, we received a 911 call where there were a group of individuals wants to be, again, being raucous and out of control and fighting. By the time the deputies arrived, they had fled. We chased down one boat, and there were two people there that said, hey, yeah, a couple of guys had a fight, but it's broken up and it's cool, and they wouldn't cooperate. But our Marine Patrol folks, who are the very best, got into this investigation because they created a significant disturbance once again. So I want to tell everyone, so mom and dad and friends can be very impressed. Here's who we've arrested. Now, let me go over this for you. These groups of people were at one time friends. And apparently back in March, there's a local bar called the El Rodeo Bar where a fight occurred and there were some criminal charges filed. Well, some of the group didn't like the fact that there were criminal charges filed, and we're looking into tampering with evidence. But now, a week ago, at this disturbance, these folks kind of ended up at the point that started with talking to each other and screaming and hollering at each other. And then they got to fighting up on the land. Oh, they were fighting. If you can see where part of the scrum occurred, there's one guy laying on the ground knocked out between two of our no trespassing signs. So our investigation took us to arrest them. Now we have Tim Gooding here. He's our sucker puncher. He'll run up behind you and knock you out cold. He knocked another person out into the...
What is wrong with this place? My girls. Now he knows they couldn't read. They barely passed the 3rd grade and those words were too big for them. Oh my God, my girls. So yeah, so as we see, we are witnessing the disintegration of American society on a daily basis. On a daily basis. I will continue. Were any of you aware of this case? Jason, yeah. Jason, were you aware of this case? Dorian, My Girls, MAGA. I'm trying to find out. Isaiah, Tube State. Chicago, Tina, Anthony, Dorian, Darla. Darla being from Florida, maybe she was aware. Okay, no one. Okay. Oh, no one was aware of this. My Girls, yes. Okay. Darla, my sister lives in a gated community. The gate was left open and a large group was roaming the neighborhood. When confronted, they said they were looking for the party at the apartments. Oh my goodness. All right. Again, if someone gets laid out like Family Guy, don't come crying to me.
Water. In addition to that, this Peyton Italy, who's 19, we charged him by affidavit a couple of months ago when he called up Uber Eats, ordered some beer, and walked through people's yard out to the road to get the beer to go back to the lake. Listen to me, folks.
Are people not raised with morals? Connie, you're not familiar with this story, dear? I mean, and then when you hear about a homeowner or a property owner, you know, laying someone out, they're made out to be the bad person. And that's not right. Okay. All right. MAGA people have anger issues in Florida. I went to visit my friend. She got out of her car, went banging on someone's window to yell at them. I couldn't wait to get home. MAGA, I'm like you. I do not like to be around drama. Take that somewhere else. Job for 9. Sorry that it's off topic. Just wanted to tell. Job for 9, how you doing, love? Oh my good. What were you trying to tell me, love? All right, here we DEI equals GED. Woo! Here we go.
This is long past a joking matter. We've coached, we've pled, we've begged, and once again, you see what we got. A bunch of kids have gone to jail. These guys are 23, 19, 21. Richard's 40. He's old, he's way old enough to know better. 22, 21, 21, and 17. Gavin Gooding is Tim Gooding's juvenile brother. So he picked up, in addition to riot, disorderly conduct, affray, he got a contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Nate Land and once again, all these folks were friends at one time. The bottom line to this is you go, oh, what's the big deal? I want you to think about this. I want you to think that you go home this afternoon or this weekend and you're in your backyard and these folks, whether they're in boats or vehicles, pull up to the edge of your property, put on their music to blast, using the F word with your children there. And that goes on all afternoon. And then they roll out in a big mob into your yard and fight. And, you know, if you're not fighting, you can do other things that start with an F. Like this in the yard.
He's not playing. This is what they're doing in front of people's families, small children. What is wrong with America? What is wrong? Oh, my God.
We're over it. Now, I'm going to give you one last warning.
Yes, Connie. They're not raising, people aren't raising kids anymore. No, they're not.
Our Marine Patrol people are going to be out there. Some you're going to see, some you're not going to see. But write this down in your little book. We're going to put people in jail this weekend for conduct that we previously tried to warn you about. So go home and get your bond money together right now. You can carry it in your pocket. It'll help you get out of jail quicker. We're going to take you to jail, but also bring enough money because we're going to tow your truck We're going to tow your car. We're going to tow your wave runners. We're going to lock y'all up until you figure out that you can't misbehave in the community, that you can't fight, that you can't knock people unconscious. It's over, folks. It's over. You've taken advantage of our good nature of trying to allow people to enjoy the waterway, because I think it's important that you're with your family on the water doing family things. But when a group of these knuckleheads want to disrupt everyone else using the lake, that's not happening. Now, if you have 3 brain cells, you can read a no trespassing sign.
You have to have at least 2. I say, oh my God, this man is, he does not play. I like this guy. Dorian, he reminds you of your algebra teacher. Randy said they did the Cabbage Patch. Woo!
When it says by order of the sheriff, that isn't a suggestion. And by the way, I want you to know this. If you want to go knuckle busting and create permanent brain injuries, or the ability to have a permanent brain injury, you can knuckle bust, you can create brain injuries to each other, but you have to do it on your own property without creating a disturbance to your neighbors. It's over, folks. I think I've said that enough. So the conduct is reprehensible, and obviously you don't believe us when we try to warn you. So you have unleashed the teeth of the dog. And now we're going to start biting you, just like we bit these guys here. Okay? Any questions? Okay, now let me show you the video. You may have more questions. Here's the video. Oh, there's the first one.
What is wrong with people? What? How you doing, English Garden? English Garden, good point. Connie, I'm sorry, but there needs to be law and order through strength. If kids get away with this, no consequences. Yes, Connie, I'm with you. I am with you. Yes, Lord Jammer said mostly shirtless hooligans, and I'm sure they're under the influence, Lord Jammer. But again, this is not acceptable. Just like the other videos I share with you, people want to, be out and enjoy the water with their families. And then you have these people drunk and disorderly and fighting and doing other things, which I shall not name. My girls, you guessed it. And defecating in people's front yards. What the heck? Who does that? Oh, all right. I did share, if you want to watch this video in its entirety, I did share this up under my video in the description box. So you can watch the entire video. But that's not acceptable, folks. That is totally not acceptable. And I just don't know, what do we do at this point? Is there any hope? Oh my God. I'm to the point where nothing really shocks me anymore because people will just do anything. $609. Darla, that's good. My girls, yeah, that's what they want. Total chaos and destruction. So they can blame Trump. And when we know it's their fault. A lot of this is their fault and their failed democratic policies. And again, all we have to do is go to the blue cities. They're all pretty much done. Job for 9. It's a zoo. Yes. Knock and Fuzz. Dang, I'm so late. So I have to start from the beginning. Hi. That's okay, Knock and Fuzz. We're glad you're here. Yes, Connie. Yes, they do. They really, really do. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. That's what the devil wants: envy, hate, jealousy, chaos. Yeah. And Connie has it, she has it pegged. Animals act better than that. How you doing, Ken? Hit the like button, love. All these young people care about need to be disciplined. Unfortunately, Trump has to discipline. Yeah. Ken, he'll have to do it. My God, when I started the channel a few years ago, I started trying to do music reactions, and then YouTube, I mean, they were just, I was watching what they were doing to the large content creators that were doing music reactions, and they were shutting them down. I was like, nope. And so I just said, forget it. I mean, but I really, as much as I love music, I really wanted to do music, but they are just, they're not having it. And even when you're giving, credit and you're showing everything you're using, they're still shutting it down. So I just said, forget it. So that's where we are. But MAGA, I wish I could. If you do it, okay. Well, let me know what you think of it. MAGA, I would love to. Doran, I was lucky enough to experience both Coach Bear Bryant and Coach Saban. Oh, wow. You met both of them. Wow. Be careful, Chicago Hood. We love you. The government shouldn't have to parent kids. They should know, yeah, the parents aren't doing anything. So that's all I have for you. I just wanted to come on for a short period of time. And that's pretty much it. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. I may be live. I'm not sure. If I'm live, it'll be 6 o'clock. So that's where we are with that. Lake Winterset riot. Oh my God. Yeah, I shared that if you want to watch the entire video. Okay. Okay. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell you guys. You remember Dee from What's Happening? She passed away yesterday. Yeah, she passed away. She was only 60 years old. She had cancer. She was a doctor of veterinary medicine. She her name was Dr. Danielle Spencer. Remember, she was Roger's little sister. Yeah, she passed away. Yes, MAGA. She had cancer. And I'm just like, oh my God. But we all have to get out of here. All right. So anyway, just enjoy the rest of your night. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. If not, I will be Friday. Yeah, MAGA, it's so sad. How's your first day? Oh, Miss Connie, the first day was fine. First day was fine. It was raining all day, but hey, it was fine. No way I was going to say I didn't think she was that old. Yeah, she was 60 years old, Anthony. So I was like, oh my God. President Trump's going to be announced as Sylvester Stallone, Kiss, George Strait, and more as Kennedy Center honorees. Okay. That just came across. All right. Yes, Connie. I agree. When I was little, my favorite show was 227 because I wanted to be Jackie. Yes, Maga. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, Dee, I remember when she said she was going back to school. Poor lady. Yeah. She was a doctor of veterinary medicine, so she must have been pretty smart. Did I tell you guys that I interviewed Ernest Thomas, the one who played her brother? I actually interviewed him on my channel because if you remember, when I started my channel, I was interviewing celebrities, and I didn't start doing political videos until I started talking about I started paying more attention to what was going on with the illegal immigrants. And then I became angry, and then I started talking about the illegal immigrant situation. So let me drop that link just in case anyone wants to watch it. I did that with my partner, Chef Finest Wine. You see him in the chat sometimes. All right. Good night, Randy. I hope to see you. Check 6 o'clock tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Friday. I just dropped that link. That's my interview with Ernest Thomas, who played Raj, her brother, on What's Happening. So if you want to check it out, there's the link. But yeah, Dee is dead at 60 years old. Yes, Jason. Yes. It's awful. I did that interview 3 years ago. I sure did. I'm just checking that out. 3 years ago. Wow. All right. I will see you all either tomorrow at 6 o'clock or Friday. What happened to my video? Or Friday at 6 o'clock. Why does it keep disappearing? Let me see. All right. So let me know what you think. I did not stop sharing. I want to make sure this StreamYard's working okay. What the heck? All right. StreamYard is not sharing anymore. Let me see if I can get something to... All right. Share screen. And here we go. And these are my thoughts on the way people are acting in America. And now the screen's not sharing. So I don't know what's going on. It's something with StreamYard. Nothing on my end. All right. Anyway, we're done. So I will see you Thursday at 6 or Friday at 6. Okay. Yes, Doran, I used to interview celebrities until I got angry at what was going on with the the illegal immigrant situation. So, yeah. All right. So, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And just look for me tomorrow. I'll be live at 6, or I will be live at 6 on Thursday or 6 on Friday. So if we don't have any meetings or anything after school, I may be live tomorrow. But if we do, oh well. Okay. You too, Connie. Please leave comments after the video has ended. If I don't answer your comments tonight, I will definitely answer them tomorrow. If you do a political video on Michigan, see if you can get Mike Cox. He seems MAGA, and I would love to see Michigan receive the TLC. MAGA, I have reached out to so many people. OMG. And Job for 9, if you're still here, and you said you left her a voicemail. Anyone, if you guys reach out, any girls and gals, if you reach out to anyone that you would like for me to interview here on the show, give them my information, send me an email. I'll send you my phone number. So because I try all the time, but I guess people are busy. So everyone enjoy, have a good night. And like I said, I'll see you either at 6 o'clock p.m. tomorrow or 6 o'clock p.m. on Friday. Love you. Be safe. And You know where I'm going now. I'm going to the comment section to talk to you.